What's up, Division Agents? Coming at you again with another video for the Division 2. Today we're going to talk about the major changes that came between 1 and 2 and what to expect going forward. Stay tuned. One of the main reasons why a sequel was made, or rather needed, as opposed to just continuing the first game, was the Snowdrop engine itself, the gameplay engine for the first game. It was deeply flawed at its core, unfortunately, which limited them greatly on the things they could do when it came to things they wanted to do. So the Snowdrop engine for the second game has been vastly improved. It allows for various new changes, as well as better verticality and much higher textures, meshes, etc. The game also had a lot of flaws when it came to how your damage was calculated. The mitigation, healing, abilities, armor, things like that. So all of these things have been reworked and changed to make them better. Damage calculation, scaling of mitigation have all been completely reworked and should now react better in the game, giving you a more balanced and fluid gameplay experience. Healing is now integrated in with skill mods that use a more hot or heal over time system rather than the direct large healing we were used to before. Armor has also been completely reworked into an actual armor bar for both players and NPCs, which will help greatly with balancing in combat. Signature skills from the first game have been removed in lieu of a new system which gives you a specialization that bestows upon you a signature weapon that you will get when you reach level 30. These new specializations at the launch are going to be the Survivalist, which gives you a special crossbow weapon, the Demolitionist, which gives you a special grenade launcher weapon, and the Sharpshooter, which gives you a special sniper rifle weapon. Now, we don't know much about these weapons other than the fact that they're going to have their own unique type of ammo that has to be replenished via enemy drops and presumably other means such as, chests, crates, that kind of thing. But like I said, we don't know a whole lot about them just yet, and potential for more than the 3, maybe new ones to drop later. Again, we don't know that either. One of the more exciting changes, i.e. announcements, that they have made is that the game will feature free story continuations, which include new map areas, new activities, etc. The one thing that I'm curious about with this is those that buy the Gold Edition or the Ultimate Edition are given the first year pass to the game. So if they're doing free story continuations, what are the expansions for the year pass? My guess is the story continuations will continue just the story, whereas the expansion pack or season pass will give you access to non-story related expansions, like in the first game where we had the Underground, Survival, and Last Stand, which added extra things to the game, extra areas, but didn't really do anything to the story. So that's my guess. Don't quote me on that until we know for sure. For the first time, Part 2 will feature co-op 8-player raids. Though we do not know a whole lot about them right now, that is an exciting aspect, especially since the Division 2 has a much higher emphasis on squad tactical gameplay, which is what the first game should have had and kind of lacked. So I'm very much looking forward to that. One of the really cool features about Part 2 is that Washington, D.C., where the game takes place, offers several different biomes and settings, which allows for various different gameplay and combat experiences. For example, some areas are wide open with only minimal vehicles and such to hide behind, while others are narrow, have balconies leading to a much more tactical and strategic combat. So this is going to open up a wide variety of things that we can do and tactics we have to adapt to basically for all the different situations. Instead of being standardized across the board, you have to adapt and change for every new biome area you get into, whether it's open world-esque or more closed off. So that's going to make for a really interesting gameplay. For those of us who are interested in this, the emotes are still a big part of the game, and certain emotes like the Macarena dance, the kneel emote, etc., that were rare in the first game or had to be purchased with real money are now standard in the start of part 2. So it makes me wonder, they've already boasted new emotes are coming, so are they going to release brand new emotes that are going to be rare, or is it just going to be the same old added in at the beginning? Me personally, I kind of hope you can unlock them as opposed to buying them with real money, because unlocking them is just far more satisfying. The devs have also promised a vastly improved matchmaking system, but have not gone into too much detail beyond that. So let's hope that this is a good thing. Alright, let's get into PvP. Aside from the Dark Zone, this game also features 3 brand new PvP features. Although they did kind of exist in the first one, they've been expanded upon in this game, and those are Skirmish Mode, Team Deathmatch, and Domination. Skirmish, to me, is the best choice, in my opinion, and that's very subjective. The reason for this is because this game is suited for that kind of combat, whereas you're stealthy, slow, hiding behind cover, picking off your opponents one by one, slow and steady. Whereas Domination is about capturing and holding control points, which could be difficult for a game like this because you're pretty much stuck or rooted in one place, so you don't lose the control point. Meanwhile, your opponents are free to surround you and flank you, and you're pretty much a sitting duck. So this is just my assumption, mind you. I don't know this for certain, so I could be proven wrong. Take that with a grain of salt, but that's just my initial observation based on what little Dark Zone I've experienced. Now, there have been several major changes to the Dark Zone as well. First off, instead of 1, there are 3 distinctive Dark Zones. 1 to the west, 1 to the south, and 1 to the east. The reason for this, there's 2 main reasons. One of which is to take advantage of, as I spoke earlier, the different biomes and settings, which will pretty much give each different Dark Zone a unique feel and a unique combat style, unlike the other 2. Now, the Dark Zones will feature what is called a normalized stats system, which will make for a much more level playing field. Unlike the first game, where, let's say, having higher gear pretty much made you unstoppable. In this game, that's not necessarily true. Having higher gear will not guarantee you a swift victory, or a victory at all. Everybody will essentially be scaled, for lack of a better term. And the reason for this is to keep everyone on even ground. However, once a week, one of the 3 Dark Zones will be transformed into what is now called the Occupied Dark Zone. The Occupied Dark Zone will act exactly the same as the original Dark Zone at the beginning of Division 1. Friendly fire is permanently on, you can just free shoot, you don't have to toggle your rogue status, and the normalization stat system is off. So it's pretty much the stock Dark Zone experience from the launch of the first game. The reason that I think the normalized stat system is actually going to be a positive thing is because it will open the door for a more varied player base. And I don't just mean the casuals. Not that I'm against casuals, but I know some people are. Players will be able to play how they want, using the loadouts and the skills they want, without fear of being burned to the ground simply because they don't have the, quote, best in slot skill set. So not everyone's going to be cookie cutter build. It allows for a lot more uniqueness out in the combat field, which is nice. Another little change that they're bringing to, well, it's not little, but anyway, they are introducing a gray rogue system, which you can now hack into systems, sabotage, and pick locks on chests and crates to pilfer its contents. While doing this, you get a gray skull above your head as opposed to the full-blown red one when you're a killing rogue, which then puts you into basically the soft rogue state. Doing this once opens up a series of new things that will allow you to kind of entice you to further your criminal enterprise, as it were. And one thing to note about this is that once you've done this enough times, i.e. filled up the naughty bar up at the top of your screen, it will unlock a special safe house called the Thieves' Den. Though we do not know much about the Thieves' Den, we do know that it is exclusive to the Grey Rogues. So that could be cool. Only time will tell. That brings us to the end of this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to throw out these new big changes for those that are interested. If you like my content, like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when new videos are posted, as I post new content regularly. I'm going to be covering The Division 2 as new information comes available, and I'm also going to be streaming for the beta. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching again. Have a great day.